I do a lot of videos on the Blasket Islands. I just released one yesterday from 2018 when I visited there. I was actually on the island for 3 weeks. One of those weeks was a writing retreat that I won a grant for, and the other two was because I ended up falling in love with the place, and I stayed in the accommodation there and I was helping, and it was just a wonderful experience overall. There's something very mystical, spiritual, and just affirming about those islands. It's hard to explain until you get on there. There's something about a lost culture, a lost people, a lost place in essence in terms of a community that really magnetizes you to the place. But also the artistry, creativity, because of all the writers that came out of there. And there was around 50 books written around that number, and I'm not too sure exactly the number. The reason that was the case was because these anthropologists went out there in the early 20th century because they were fascinated by this Gaelic insular culture that was almost cut off or away from the normal cultural society in Ireland at the time, because Ireland was colonised by England, so the English language had taken hold, and also the Blasket Islanders had their own government. They even had their own king, and he famously said something to the effect of, paraphrasing here, he was the poorest king in the entire world. But anyway, it's hard to surmise the whole story of the Blasket Islands into one video, but I wanted to just kind of explain what it is about the place that I found magnetizing. Also as well, I grew up every summer spending my time on Corcaguina on the Dingle Peninsula. The Blasket Islands always offered something quite mystical when you were passing on the Slayhead Drive. And I didn't get to go there till 2017, and I was there for one day with family. And I put out the intention of going back, and I did the following year in 2018. So I was a lot younger. I was 9 years younger than what I am now when I was there first. And it's interesting to look back on how I was. On that particular day, it was a heat wave, and I was absolutely exhausted, but it was just interesting to see. And that position was right at the end of the Great Blasket Island, looking out on the other islands and also down to South Kerry as well. So like the level of history, culture and tradition that existed on those islands, that is completely gone. This is not just the case on the Blasket Islands. There's a lot of other islands around Ireland that are also being lost. I did a video on Inishbigil as well. I also done another video on the offshore islands of Ireland. There's around 82 offshore. People get really worked up about this because they think inland islands are what I'm talking about. It's offshore islands, the ones where you literally have to go off the shore and off Ireland to go there. That's the reason why I put up a load of footage of Blasket Islands and also of me being there and talking about it so much, because it's such a wonderful place and a highly recommended place to visit if you're ever coming to Ireland. That's if you can get across safely, because it is a very dangerous place. There are tour companies that go out there, but it is like one of those places, if it's not good weather, you can't go. It's just one of those places. So I'll do more Blasket Island videos. If you want to hear more, I will do certainly more, and I'll talk about my experience if you want to hear that.